Hi everyone, it's Sydney Smith here to talk about our social conversation assignment for the week, and I selected CineQuest. So what is CineQuest? CineQuest is a film festival in the Silicon Valley, and it showcases premiere films, renowned and emerging artists, and it showcases breakthrough technology. Um, One of the things that I read is this year, one of the films I believe was shot entirely with an iPhone 5, and there's another movie that entirely is interactive. So you have to watch the movie, then you go. There's like an online component to the film. So it's really all about like setting new trends in filmmaking and technology. It was named one of the best digital festivals and a top 10 film festival by the Ultimate Film Festival Survival Guide. And it's led the world in its showcase and implementation of the technologies that have revolutionized filmmaking, exhibition, and distribution. CineQuest presents it's a 13-day event, and it shows over 200 international films. And these are just some of the numbers that you can go through. There's over 2,000 film submissions, and of those, the top few are selected. And it also has 80 world and US premieres, including a film we're going to get into later, which is the film my brother did. And over 50 countries are represented, which is pretty cool. So two of the social communities that I wanted to look at are their bases on Twitter and Facebook, and their official accounts and kind of like community hashtags. So some of the key influencers are the actual like the actual event itself. So CineQuest has accounts on Facebook and Twitter, so they're kind of the ones putting forth a lot of content regarding what films are being shown and when, and kind of drumming up support because they want all the films to be successful so that their festival is successful. So on the left here, this is a poster from CineQuest about the film Never. And then on the right, another key influencer are the actual filmmakers themselves because they want to drum up support for the festival because they want their films to be successful and the festival to be successful so that they can hopefully use this as a jumping off point to do whatever it is that they're looking to do with their films. And this is my brother, Brett. He wrote and directed a film Never, and it's having his world premiere tonight at CineQuest, and he's there with my parents, and he couldn't be happier. And just on a side note, today is also his birthday, so happy birthday, Brett. So I wanted to include a little tweet from him just to show again some of the ways that he's trying to connect with an audience. This is the little drawing one of his friends made to put up instead of posters. So some of the contributors are, like I said, it's people who are in the film. Some of the films have official accounts, so those are kind of contributors to the overall social media strategy behind the event. And then you have production companies. You have Popcorn and Vodka is a blog that writes reviews about films. And then you just have regular fans who are attending these shows and tweeting about it or posting on Facebook. So I wanted to get into some of the social monitoring stuff. As you can see on the top, the queries are basically centered around the name CineQuest, so that's kind of a branded term. And then you have Festival of View San Jose, where it actually is located, and then the year in which the search is taking place. I thought this little interest over time graph was really cool because it kind of looks like a little heart monitor. But the top of the spikes are all in the month of March over the various years. I think it goes all the way back to 2005, and that's because the festival occurs in March every year. So the top searches are around the time of the festival, which makes sense. Then I wanted to look at Yahoo Trends. So if you just search CineQuest in Yahoo, you get a bunch of articles about the event itself, what films are premiering, you get reviews from films that have already started, and all kinds of cool little content. Then I went to Retweet Rank. I don't know why that's so hard to say. And CineQuest as approximately 95.18 percentile. So it's gotten quite a bit of retweets, as you can see in the little example over here from people who are actually showing at the festival, as well as fans or people who are just interested. In social mention, we have a 4% strength and a sentiment of 10 to 1, a reach of 8, and a passion of 66. So you have an average 20 minutes between each mention. And then there's roughly 40 unique visitors. I'm not sure why it says 0 retweets because I showed you in the last slide there were quite a few retweets from Cinequest, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. But you can see the top keywords again are Cinequest, Film Festival, San Jose, trailer, and then I'm assuming a lot of these guys below are references to the film titles that are being shown. And the top user obviously is the Cinequest account. And there is a Cinequest hashtag as you can see below. And now I want to talk a little bit about how Never uses the post method that we learned about in Groundswell this week. I actually did a lot of the marketing for the film because he is my brother and I am cheap labor. And I didn't realize that I was following the post method while I was doing it, but as I was going through the readings and comparing it to what I did for the film promotion, I saw a lot of commonalities, which I thought was really interesting on a number of levels, and also made me feel like I was, kind of on the right track. So P is for people, we learned, and you don't start a social strategy until you know the capabilities of your audience. So basically what I did was I looked at basically the audience group that the film was kind of targeted towards. So we were talking about, 20-somethings who are kind of in the modern era. They're very tech savvy. So I wanted to get the word out on social media, definitely Facebook, and we started a Twitter hashtag. O is objectives. Obviously, when I started, the objective was to raise funds through a Kickstarter account. The goal was a $20,000 fund to finance the shooting, reshooting, post-production costs, editing, and all kinds of other costs associated with the final production of the film. So that was the first objective, and once we were able to accomplish our goal thanks to the Facebook page, which generated a lot of interest with film fans. And so after that, we kind of wanted to, keep engaging our audience because we wanted to get into a festival. Because obviously, after you make a film, we want it to be distributed in some way. So that was our goal moving forward. Our strategy, it says strategy means figuring out what will be different after you're done. So obviously, as I said before, we wanted to complete our Kickstarter fundraising efforts, and then we wanted to get into a festival. So both we've achieved at this point. The rest is in the hands of another power. And then T is technology. So here it says you can use a community, a wiki, a blog. Once you know your people, objectives, and strategy, then you can decide with confidence. And based on everything that I had read and just talking with my brother who has a degree in film, whereas I do not, he really emphasized the importance of having a really branded website. So I went about and created a website using WordPress, and I'm more than happy to share the website when I post this video on Blackboard so that everybody can see it, as well as the trailer to the film if anyone is really interested. So in conclusion, the biggest challenge in the groundswell isn't whether you master the technology or whether you know or delight your customers. It's whether you're accomplishing it using a useful business goal, and on top of that, how you measure the success and then prove that the groundswell effort was worth it. I think Cinequest is doing a really good job utilizing social media to generate support and excitement and content around this event. And I think, obviously, as it's just starting, today, I think it's a 13-day event, I think is what I said earlier. So they're really kind of like building momentum as the films are being shown, and there are actually some A-list stars who have films in the festival. So I think as the festival continues, it will continue to generate buzz, and ticket sales will go up and all that good stuff. So I'll be interested to see the final numbers when the festival ends next week. But in the meantime, shout out to my brother and his film. Not too subtly, I guess. And I look forward to seeing what everyone else had to talk about this week. Thanks. Bye.